welcome back to Crosspath on Praise Light. I'm your host Ben Ditzel with Truth Ministries in Los Angeles, California. As you know, in America, Independence Day is coming up on Sunday the 4th, and I was asked the other day by a gentleman via email on the counseling section of our site what a Christian's view on the flag and patriotism to a country, namely the United States, but any country really, ought to be. And my answer was that there's really an incredible reverence that's developed in the U.S. for the country's flag and the Pledge of Allegiance. It's very commonly recited today in public and private schools, events, patriotic ceremonies, even church services. Flag etiquette has gone to such extremes that at times it's been cause for job termination, imprisonment, abuse, and a host of other things. You can read flag rules and what to do and what not to do online, just about anywhere. You can just Google it. I mean, the flag of the U.S. is treated like a deity. To the best of my knowledge, no other country really treats the flag of their country with such a reverence and a devotion. It's as if we, as the United States, worship it. I wouldn't really care so much if it was just the unconverted and the godless of our nation, because they don't have the one true God whom they ought to worship. But it's when converted Christians and Christian schools, even churches, start falling into this flag worship. That's when I have room for concern. Should we as Christians and citizens of heaven, ambassadors for God and His kingdom, be so devoted to a country, even less a flag? Why do we as Christians pledge our allegiance to a flag, a piece of cloth? We are to pledge our allegiance to one only, and that one being Jesus Christ. Okay, so I understand that in Romans 13, Paul says that every Christian should be subject unto the higher powers. However, we need to understand that our foremost allegiance is to God. We are to submit and be submissive to our government, but that does not mean to pledge our devotion and allegiance to it. It is clearly a form of idolatry to salute a flag and to swear our devotion to it. In James 5 verse 12, the Bible reads, "But above all, my brothers, do not swear, either by heaven or by earth or by any other oath." It also reminds me of a scripture in Daniel 3 verse 18. "Be it known to you, O king, that we will not serve your gods or worship the golden image that you have set up." And then a point that I find very curious. Why is the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag? Why not the government? It says, "and the republic for which it stands," but it says "and." So the flag is still an object of allegiance. My conclusion is that to all Christians, as followers of Jesus Christ, ought not to participate in saying a Pledge of Allegiance, nor should even pretend to participate by putting their hand over their heart or taking a similar posture while others are reciting this pledge. I say that a Christian's loyalty is to the kingdom of heaven, not to any earthly kingdom. As such, a Christian ought not to participate in rituals which sanction the kingdom other than the kingdom of heaven. Furthermore, in obedience to Scripture, a Christian cannot take a pledge which he or she is not certain that they will follow. Also, I do not support the idea of the United States of America being indivisible, which actually is incompatible with liberty. The Pledge of Allegiance contains untruths regarding the U.S., including the statement, "with liberty and justice for all." It is quite clear to any Christian in this country that there is not liberty and justice for all, particularly Christians. I will not speak or proclaim these untrue statements. And finally, the United States of America is no longer a nation under God, if it ever was, and I will not claim it is, and in turn give a bad name to my faith, and more seriously, tarnish the reputation of my Lord to others. In Galatians 1 verse 10, the Bible reads, "For am I now seeking the approval of man or of God? Or am I trying to please man? If I were still trying to please man, I would not be a servant of Christ." You're listening to Crosspath here on Praise Light. I'm your host, Ben Ditzel. You can visit us online at www.truth-ministries.com or www.praiselight.com.